In the last episode, I shared why I decided to document my journey of building my business from the ground in public. And today, I basically just wanted to show you the problem that I got to notice, the problem that got me to a point where I would say this is why I started the business that I decided to start. Because I will say that in the position that I am in, many a times we want to solve like uh, a bigger problem. We want to solve like a global problem, but there are problems that we have that if you were to study certain patterns, you would realize that those are the kind of problems that if you start with them, solve them, and niche down your focus, you will then grow into other into other markets and into the dominion that you're looking for. But I will say this is a personal story for me that got me to be in a position where I started Swipe. Um, this thing began as a problem that I had as an individual that I didn't, I was in a position where I'd have to juggle between my schedule and between my schedule and my personal time to do the things that I had to do, with having to run certain tasks that I had to attend to in the same day. And in me doing that, I realized that this thing is taking too much of my time, that I will have to like interject in during the day of my schedule and the times that I would be doing something, that I could be dedicating to doing something. And this idea came to me that what if someone else can do these things for me while I focus on the things that I want to do? And that's how, to me, Swipe was born. I began to ask myself, if this is the problem that you have, would you be willing to subscribe to such a service that will take care of your problems? And the more I did that, the more I said that, I got to realize that what I was going through is something that I would say almost everyone, or the people that I've had the chance to talk to, experience, but nobody talks about, which is what we call errands. Small errands like picking up your groceries, doing your pharmacy runs, paying your bills, or dropping off packages. These are simple tasks, but they actually take time, and lost time adds up very fast. So let me like try to like break it down for you. Let's um break it down like this. You leave home, you drive to the store, you find parking. Like, you have to leave home, you have to drive to the store, and mind you, you are leaving home having things that you're having to pause and say, I have to go and do something. Then you have to leave home, you have to drive to the store. When you get to the store, you have to find parking, and when you find parking, you do your grocery run, and then or you get to wait on a line or in a long queue, and then you have to pay and then drive back home. Something that should have taken you at least 10 to 15 minutes can easily take you an hour. And this is not just one errand. Most people, some of the things that I've realized, even for myself as an individual, is that many of us, we do multiple errands during the week. Like we have to go get groceries, we have to like go get our parents subscriptions or my own personal subscription. I'd have to go get like a takeout that I want to have. I'm not in the mood to cook today, and all those things, it adds up to hours wasted. And mind you, I will say this is not just about um, the time that is wasted or the time that is lost. This is an interruption that affects your focus as an individual, that affects your productivity, that affects your day. And then you stop working, and then you start thinking, and then you start losing your momentum. And it's that thing that when I came across, I was like, there's actually the hidden cost behind running, like the hidden cost behind errands. And one too many times I see people juggling, having to juggle between work, family, and then the errands that they have to run. And when I saw that thing first happening to me, that's the time it hit me the most, that time is the most valuable thing that we have as people, yet we spend so much of it on things that could have been potentially handled differently. And in a fast growing city like Gaborone, in a as articles let us know that Botswana is the fastest growing, one of the fastest growing countries economically in Africa, you find out that this problem is even bigger. And it being bigger means we have more people, and more people mean more tasks, and more tasks mean more congestion. And when you look at such problems like that, you find out that no one has solved it yet properly. Not that there's no one solving it, but we haven't really scaled to a level of solving it properly yet. And I will say that the more I observed this problem, the more I realized that there is a real opportunity here. I realized that it's not just a business opportunity, but it's a problem opportunity. Many a times we are told to fall in love with the solution, but then at the same time, there's a quote that I saw one time that like fall in love more with the problem more than the solution that you're providing to the problem. Because if you fall in love with the problem, you always have an innovative advantage. And like I said, this is not just a business opportunity, but it's a problem opportunity and a chance to make people's lives, I would say, easier, and to do the most important thing, which we can say is giving people back their time. And that's what I wanted to explore. That's what I want to explore, in the sense that convenience how can convenience services actually make a difference in our daily lives? So, with that being said, I did communicate that in the last episode that I said I made, was that this will be me documenting my journey. I'm not gonna act like I know everything or that I know what I am doing. I'm also learning in this journey. These are the real life lessons that I'm taking. These are real mistakes that I will make. These are experiments that I will take. Some I will fail, some I will succeed in it, but it's a journey. And we make business mistakes as people. We have had businesses, some had businesses that have failed, some had businesses that failed and started rising again, some failed and then they pivoted to another business. That's absolutely okay. But so there are different hypotheses and there are different theories based on the people that we look up to when it comes to the business world or the economical world, that we will implement their principles, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, based on things, different things that take place. For example, geographical locations. What works in Silicon Valley may not actually work in Botswana. So we have to allocate, we have to create, looking at the geographical location, just as an example of what we are looking at. So I will say, with that, I got to a position where I found myself in a position that when I came across that position, I ended up in a position where I said, I got to a point where I got in a position that for the next, after I sat down with that idea, like I had like, I will say, I think 72 hours and more hours, if I'm not lying. Then for the next 72 hours that I was there, I decided to move as quickly as I can. And in me moving as quickly as I can, I decided to create a simple landing page where I can take people there and people can use and interact with the landing page, just so we can see if this thing has a viable, it's a viable market, how people would like to use it, and if people are actually willing to do it. And for those of you who follow me on my socials, um, I will share like some of the days in my socials. Remember, we are doing this thing, we are new to content creation, we are also trying to find our ground in this thing. So that, I would say, limited resources when it comes to things like editing, bringing that video and bringing that video in. So I will take and put some short clips in my socials on the 72-hour run that we had when we were creating the MVP, and show you the journey. Remember, this is us building in public, so everything that we will be doing concerning Swipe, we will document it the best way we can. I will document it the best way I can, and in doing that, I will be sharing it with you. So I will post it on my socials, Instagram, and probably my TikTok. But that's just about that. So we got to a point where we, in the 72 hours, we managed to create the website, the landing page. Didn't buy a domain name, didn't buy anything. We just decided to deploy it as quickly as we can, and then use that particular MVP to take it out there. But I will say that because of that, we will be, we are in a position where we want to be in a position where we can invite people, those who want to be better testers, who want to be some of our first testers, to test us and be part of the community that we are building. Currently, there's a community that I'm building of the first few testers who will be the users that will give us feedback about the features that they would love, what they would not want in the platform, how to make it easier for them, how to make it user friendly for them. So currently, which is something that I will discuss about, I think, in the next episode. We don't necessarily have like a content schedule. I will do that when like we have like proper content. But now everything that we do, I just shoot it and then I just post it on TikTok. But on our YouTube channel. But I will say that we will share with you the daily updates of what is taking place, and hopefully take you along this journey. It's not easy having to put on a business hat, and then at the same time having to put on the content creation hat, Those are two different things that I'm trying to balance really well. But in the next episode or in the next video, I will say we are probably gonna be doing something, I would say, to get users to test. And we want to get users to test, we want to get users in. So we will be going on a journey together. Some may say, or we will say, we'll be taking over the city and we'll be painting it with swipe, because we want to get users in this thing, for people to use it, give us their feedback, what they would love, what they would not love, and also get to a point where we really understand the target market. Because if we can understand our target market, it would be very easy for us to like be able to understand the pain points of our target market, and then we build and develop the product better looking at it. So I will say from here onwards, let's just see how swipe will go. And